Texas Senator Ted Cruz is with us. Senator, well, I watched this, and I watched him literally school Dick Durbin, which I enjoyed every minute of, and Adam Schiff as well. But as I was watching this, and he spoke about the erosion of trust with the FBI. Then Kash Patel did something that he made a commitment to never weaponize the FBI and to never politicize the FBI. And it became very apparent to me, and tell me if this is your conclusion as well, that the Democrats are afraid that which they stood silent on and allowed to happen under their watch, they don't want to have happen to them. And meanwhile, not one of those people on that committee, not one Democrat ever spoke out about how the unequal use of our justice system against Donald Trump, or the valuation of Mar-a-Lago, or FISA warrants, or not raiding Hillary and Biden's home, but raiding Mar-a-Lago, and on and on and on. So I think they're afraid.
Look, John, I think you're absolutely right. Let's first of all take an assessment of what happened today in the hearings. And I got to say, watching the Democrats' ridiculous behavior in the hearings, it reminded me of a line from Shakespeare's Macbeth. It was a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing. I think the Democrats, they tried to put on a circus. They screamed, they yelled, they stomped their little feet, they beat the table. But at the end of the day, what is really striking is none of them made a serious argument that Kash Patel is not qualified. He's spent nearly 2 decades working in law enforcement. He's been a federal public defender. He's been a federal prosecutor. He's worked in the National Security Division of the Department of Justice. He's been a senior national security staffer on Capitol Hill. He's worked in the national security apparatus in the White House, and he's been the chief of staff at the Department of Defense. I mean, his experience is extensive. What they are afraid of is that Kash Patel will do exactly what Donald Trump promised. They are afraid that, it's striking. If you look at what President Trump campaigned on across the country, one of the core promises Donald Trump made to this nation is that he would end the politicization and the weaponization of the Department of Justice and the FBI. He would bring integrity back to DOJ and the FBI. And the Democrats are terrified that's exactly what Kash Patel will do. Not weaponize it against Democrats, but bring the FBI back to its core mission of stopping bad guys and enforcing the law regardless of party. And they're freaking out. But here's the good news, Sean. They didn't score a single blow today. Kash Patel will be confirmed as the next director of the FBI.
And maybe one of the most dramatic moments is they seemed obsessed with January 6th, and then he turned it on them. And he said to Dick, I believe it was Dick Durbin, what about the 2 people that at point blank range murdered 2 FBI agents and Joe Biden pardoned? Didn't hear a peep out of him about that from that point.
Yeah, look, the pattern of politicization and weaponization, you saw it in Joe Biden's pardons, which were absolutely shameful and disgraceful, pardoning violent criminal after violent criminal. You saw it in terms of the FBI and DOJ going after pro-life protesters, showing up at their home with drawn machine guns. You saw it in terms of repeatedly going after the president of the United States, Donald Trump. In more than 200 years, we'd never indicted a president even once, and yet Democrat prosecutors did so 4 different times. That weaponization, every Democrat in the Senate remained silent. They were perfectly fine with. And Donald Trump campaigned to the American people, said, we're going to end this garbage. And Kash Patel has been nominated to do that. And by the way, one of the consequences of weaponization, if you're chasing every little old lady who on January 6th was waving an American flag and singing God Bless America, and yet Joe Biden's Justice Department was trying to throw her in jail, you know what you're not doing? You're not catching bank robbers or serial killers or terrorists. And 4 years of open borders, I believe Kash Patel is going to go after the terrorists, go after the criminals, put them in jail, and keep America safe. And the Democrats are unhappy because that's what the American people want the director of the FBI
I'll just give him one last hint. Even though Joe Biden pardoned his family members, Joe Biden did leverage $1 billion taxpayer dollars to get a prosecutor in Ukraine fired for his son, who had no experience in Ukraine or energy, oil, gas, or coal. At a time he was addicted to drugs and got paid millions, and according to his own laptop, says he gave a lot of that money to Joe. That would be called a legitimate investigation in my mind. Anyway, Senator, appreciate you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.